Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Ellis, aka Ellis the Kid, and I'm going to show you how to play that progression that you just heard. You guys liked the last video so much, so I thought I'd run it back with a different progression that I wrote up some time ago. I would classify this as an advanced progression once again, but don't worry if you don't think you're there yet. I'm going to show you exactly how to play the chords that I'm playing, and I'm also going to include all the embellishments in between the chords. Just so you know, I've got loads more of these progressions coming, so if you want to learn how to play advanced R&B guitar, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're in the loop. If you want the full downloadable tabs, they are available in 3 different formats over on my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Okay, so let's get right into it. So we're in the key of D minor and we're starting off on a D flat minor 7 chord. So we're going to do the old signature hammer on the B string. We're going to make sure we arpeggiate the chord as well. We're not playing the chord in one strum. We're not playing all the notes in one go. We are separating them as individual notes, and that's known as arpeggiating. So that's the voicing for a D minor 7. I've got the chord chart on screen right now for you to follow, but I'll walk you through it anyway. We're using our first finger to bar the first 5 strings, and we're starting on the 4th fret. Our ring finger goes on the 6th fret of the D string, arpeggiate down to the B string, and when we pluck the B string, we hammer on to the 5th fret. So it should sound like this. Nice and smooth as always. It's a really quick hammer on, so we pull off straight away. Okay, that's root, B string, G string, but all on the 4th fret. So once we've played that, the next step is to go to an A flat minor 7. Okay, voicing's up on screen right now, but we're using our first finger to bar all 6 strings on the 4th fret, using our ring finger to play the 6th fret of the A string. Nice easy voicing right there. Again, we're going to arpeggiate the chord, and the embellishment this time round. So what we're doing is we're arpeggiating the A flat minor 7 down to the G string. When you pluck the G string, you play the 6th fret of the G string, slide up to the 8th, back down to 6th, finish on the 4th. So here's what we have so far. This is a really common chord progression, so feel free to take note of the chord progression itself, transpose it to any position on the fretboard, and add your own embellishments, and you'll probably make something that sounds a bit unique. But anyway, continuing on. So we're playing a G flat minor 7. The voicing is exactly the same as the A flat minor 7, except we're moving it down 2 frets. So we're playing the root on the 2nd fret. There's no embellishments for this chord, but what we're doing is we're arpeggiating down to the B string and back up to the A string. Okay? So this is where we're at. The next section utilizes passing chords, and this is what it sounds like. So let me break that down for you. Playing a C diminished 7 chord. So to play that, again, the voicing's on screen. But to play that, what we're doing is we're using our middle finger on the root of the chord, which is the 3rd fret of the A string. We're using our ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string. We're using our first finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. And then finally, our 4th finger is on the 4th fret of the B string. Gives you that really dark, eerie sound, doesn't it? A lot of the voicings I show you are universal shapes, so you can move them across the fretboard and it'll still be that same chord tonality, okay? So what you can do is you can move that up 3 frets. And what that becomes is an E flat diminished 7 chord, but that's an inversion of the C diminished 7 chord. And an inversion basically means it's the same notes just played in a different order. We're arpeggiating the chord all the way down to the B string. And as soon as we pluck the B string on the 4th fret, we're now moving up to the inversion position. So if you move that whole shape but you start on the 6th fret, what you're doing is you're not playing the rest of the chord, you're just plucking the B string. But it's good to practice this because it gets you used to moving the chord shape. And then what you want to do is pluck the B string on the 7th fret, slide it up to the 8th, back to the 7th fret, and land on the 5th fret. And it gives you that little detail there. It's a common little embellishment I use in my progressions. So that's what it should sound like. So that's where we're at. So now we're back to the start of the progression. We're using a D flat minor 7 and we're changing up the embellishments. So what you want to do again is arpeggiate the D flat minor 7. This time you want to arpeggiate it down to the D string. And we're going to play this little detail here. So we're arpeggiating down to the D string. Then on the high E string we're playing the 7th fret. B string, 7th fret to the 9th fret. So here's the next section. Now what that is, it's an A flat augmented chord. Now to play that, we're playing the ring finger on the 11th fret of the A string, our middle finger on the 10th fret of the D string, and then your first finger on the 9th fret of the G string. It's not a nice sounding chord in my opinion, creates a lot of tension, but what we're doing is we're quickly changing that to A flat 7 chord by hammering onto the 11th fret of the G string. So we play that twice. Then we're playing octaves on the 5th string. So what we're doing is we're using our first finger, playing the 9th fret of the A string and sliding up to the 11th fret. And then plucking it one more time. To get the octave sound, using your 3rd or 4th finger, playing 2 frets up on the G string. And that will give you the octave sound. So in this context, you want to maintain that position through each of the positions. So from the A flat 7 chord, octaves on the 9th fret to the 11th fret. Then what we're doing is we're playing a little riff. Which is on the G string, 9th, hammer onto 11th, pull off to the 9th, and then we're playing the 11th on the D string. But when I originally made this progression, we repeat that a little bit twice. We go. But for this progression, I changed it a little bit. What we're doing is we're playing the riff once, and then we're playing the second half, the second time, using octaves. I prefer the octave route because it adds another level of depth to that little section. So using the same technique that I showed you earlier with octaves, what we're doing is we are playing that riff. We're playing octaves on the 7th fret, sliding up to the 9th, again on the A string. Back down to the 7th fret. From the 7th, we are then sliding down to the 4th fret. Now if you guys remember the E flat diminished 7 chord from earlier, we're playing that chord again, and this time we are playing the whole chord and we're arpeggiating it once again. And then we're playing the same detail, the same embellishment that we did when we played the diminished chords previously, but on this chord to resolve the progression. Okay, so I'm going to break that down in just a second, but this is what this section should sound like. Okay, so to play that again, the voicing's on screen right now, but that's your middle finger on the 6th fret of the A string, your ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string, your first finger, index finger on the 5th fret of the G string, and then finally your 4th finger, pinky finger, on the 7th fret of the B string. And then when you flip the B string, you're playing that slide up to the 8th, back to 7th, pull off to the 5th. And that's it. So now at this point, what we're doing is we're wrapping up the progression. So to wrap this up, we're playing the D flat minor 7 once again, arpeggiating it to the A flat minor 7 with the same embellishment we used the first time round. So on the G string, playing the 6th fret, sliding up to the 8th, back to 6th, landing on the 4th. Then what we're doing is we're playing a G flat minor 7. Again, arpeggiating it the same way, no embellishments on this one except just the arpeggiation. Then what we're doing is we're quickly going back to the A flat minor 7, letting it ring out on the B string, and finally, to end the progression, we play the chord we started on, which is the D flat minor 7. So that last little section should sound like this. All together, the whole thing should sound like this. So that's it, guys. That's going to conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed this progression. If you find it difficult, just give it time, give it patience. I know we're switching voicings and chords quite quickly. The more you practice it, the more comfortable you'll get at the transitions. Feel free to keep the chord progression the same, but experiment with your own embellishments and see what you can come up with. So guys, if you have any questions for me, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you when I can. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's go for 20 this time. You guys absolutely loved the last one and you smashed the like goal on that. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop. I'm going to be releasing these on a regular basis. Again, the tabs are available on my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.